test the levels here. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go a little bit hotter. How's that? Okay, I think that's good. So I at least temporarily fixed my my pop filter with a little trick called Crazy Glue. It's not perfect, but it's not dangling everywhere like it used to, so I'll call it a fix for now until I can replace it someday. So been with me for a good 10 years now, I'd say, so it's served its purpose well. I'm just happy that it's still here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and I will explain why. I have been very focused on a new project. I'm not only writing a new song, I am actually doing a cool visual project to pair with it. I'm still writing lyrics to it. I have a lot of it done, but it just needs to, be perfected and up to my standards. And I also got a little tool. I'll be putting it to use to assist me in creating it. And so we'll see how it turns out. We got to catch up on some stuff. We're going to start with a band that I know personally, not too personally, but I've just hung out with the dudes a few times, and I know that they're fans of numbers. This band is called Silent Planet, and a lot of people like to call them homework core because Garrett, the lead singer, likes to cite a lot of literature in his lyrics to, reference historical events and other things like that he writes into his lyrics. And it's really cool. And I know it's going to be heavy. I'm looking forward to the mix. Of course, I think I might be a little bit biased simply because I love the band. And they've actually let me guest spot at a few Seattle shows. They've let me show up for a few shows and sing a few of their songs for a song. I love these guys. But yeah, let's check out Trilogy. Let's see how it is. And I will try to be as unbiased as I can about it, so we'll see. By the way, the headphones, these covers fell off completely. They've been torn off completely. But I'm going to get those new headphones. I'm going to talk to that guy and figure it out. So anyways, here we go. Let's listen to the song. Visuals are nice. Hey man, Cam on those drums. Dude, those drums. There you go, Thomas. The bass end isn't hitting like I want it to, but maybe I can just turn it up. I don't know. Visuals are nice. And this big open chorus feels like their older stuff. Tempo change? Seems like the tempo dropped just a bit.
It's always red. The static in my head. It's always red. The static in my head. It's always red. The static in my head. It's always red. The static in my head.
Oh, love that little slice of pure silence. That was cool.
Return to the hands of time. There's nothing human in this realm of wide.
Oh, cool.
Still, there's a noise that finds us. Hey, still, there's a noise that finds us.
Cool. Little static digital distortion outro fade out thing with the vocals. That's nice. That was cool. For a moment there, I reached forward to check my headphone connection. I want to make sure that I was hearing everything correctly, because sometimes my headphones aren't fully connected, and if they're not fully connected, I'm not getting a clean enough signal. And I was like, is the bass end really there and I'm just not hearing it, or is it just lacking? And I think it was just lacking. I just think the bass end just didn't hit hard enough. So I do have a slight issue with the mix. I could still hear everything. The drums were especially awesome. I just felt like the whole mix was a little bit high-endy. Do you need me? I felt like the staticky-ness and like the digital effects and stuff, and there was like a couple of electronic beats that were integrated in, and that cool synth that's like doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. There's a lot of Under Oath vibes mixed with like Oh Sleeper vibes, and just didn't have that low end that I was looking for. From a mixing standpoint, that was the only spot that I was like, I'm not as stoked on that. But the song structure was really cool, and the song itself was strong. And of course, you know, Cam on those drums, man. Cam is a fantastic drummer. He's so good at drums, and I felt like that song, he had quite a few shining moments in there that I was like, whoo, those drums are sweet. But yeah, let's check out some of the lyrics. I believe Garrett wrote this about like an anxiety attack or something like that. So also, I find it interesting that Garrett didn't include citation in this one. It's just one thing that was lacking in previous Silent Planet stuff was like, I wanted to hear what Garrett thought, like what Garrett's organic thoughts. I just wanted to hear his voice. You know, what does he have to think? And so it sounds like this is a song just straight from him, and he's not referencing anything but his own experience. Is really refreshing to hear from Silent Planet. And he's a brilliant lyricist. Just the opening line, he says, "There's no rest for a machine, only circles and lines in my binary mind." And circles and lines, I mean, you have I and O and 1 and 0 and binary, and there's so much play, there's so many layers of meaning just in that opening statement alone. It's very cool. I think the Hands of Time he referenced in the previous album. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure he's said that line before. Maybe not Return to the Hands of Time, but he's referenced the Hands of Time. There's a lot of room for interpretation when it comes to these lyrics. They're not entirely clear, but I'm okay with that. It's one of those songs to kind of stew on, you know? I can't put my finger on like exactly what the song is about beyond just the fact that it's not just anxiety, it's the things that connect to his anxiety. So there's something about the mechanics of the world around him that's causing him anxiety, and the mechanics around him that are feeding off of his anxiety are causing static in his own mind. And it's more abstract in its presentation, but I think that rang true with the visuals too. The guy that was like trying to escape some sort of virtual reality machine and wires that were wrapping around him, and there's something really, really wrong about technology and where it's taking us, and perhaps maybe Garrett is referencing some of that. I don't know if that is the stem of all of it, but they incorporated the VR goggles, and there's something, to be considered when it's like, here we are, in this day and age of collapsing culture and collapsing civilization in a lot of ways, and people are just looking for any way to escape it, to the point that it's like, I will literally wear goggles and live in a reality created for me instead of living in this one. And I'm not saying that VR goggles are evil in and of themselves. I'm just saying that that's where we're headed. We're headed to the point where people are starting to use these things in order to escape reality itself. I definitely think it's cool that VR goggles provide a new medium of creativity. There's a lot of people that do VR paintings and VR stuff. Not to rabbit hole in VR or anything like that. But yeah, that was a cool song. I dig it. That was Trilogy by Silent Planet. I don't know. I felt like I was honest about my mixing critique. I don't think it's a bad mix by any means, but it's just, again, I have a preference when it comes to mixes, and I just want the bassier end to hit and fill, and I felt like this was a really high-end mix. Or maybe my headphones are just, turning to crap or something, and I'm just, we'll have to see how the next songs compare, but we're gonna check out some more stuff. So, yeah.